Alright guys, I want to see if this is going to work, because I just took this from my brother's 3DS, but it has a limitation of how fast you can write to it, so I just turned the frames per second down to 15, so yeah, it looks like this is going to work. So I have nothing else to do. I tried to take my sister's iPod, but today I bring you the iPhone 5 against the iPhone 4. This is my mom's, which is the iPhone 5, and this is mine, which is the iPhone 4. So to start with, this one runs a benchmark. I can't do it because it's jailbroken. I cannot run Geekbench. It just fails every time. I'm not going to show you the wallpaper on that. That's really embarrassing. So I'm just going to unlock this one, and then we'll unlock this. So let's kill all the apps. Oops. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Yeah. So I already did this with my sister's iPod, but I couldn't take them off because it was locked and it was really retarded. And so to start with, let's just open up Safari. They're both running apple.com right now. Oh man, I way messed that up. Okay, now I've got to do this again. Okay, I'm way failing. I'm failing worse than I did last time. That's saying something. Okay, so as you can see, the 5 finished first. The 4 took a while. I would do a boot test, but this one is a tethered jailbreak, so I cannot boot it up without plugging it into my computer. So next, let's just launch some apps. So let's launch music. Yeah, actually the 4 beat it. We're still loading. Okay, I'm gonna run the benchmarks on both of them, even though it won't work on the 4. It worked before I was jailbroken, and it ran around 375. So yeah, the 5 is faster. I'll show you the specs on both of them. So this one is an iPhone 4. This is an iPhone 5. It's running 6.1.3. It's an Apple A6 at 1.3 GHz. I thought it was dual core, but I guess it's only single core. I knew this was only single core at 800 MHz, so it's half the speed of this, and it's only got half the RAM, which is 505 megabytes versus a gigabyte. And so, let's run the benchmarks. The 4 is not going to work. The 5 will finish first, and the 4 will just go back to that one screen, and it will not work. I would stop this, but I'm too lazy to wait for something to edit, because it's 10:30, and I've still got to take a shower before school tomorrow. And so after this, I'm going to just compare some software stuff, and then the actual hardware of the phone. I would compare the iPod Touch 4th generation, and the iPhone 3GS and 3G, but I lost my iPod Touch 4th generation and my iPhone 3G, and my dad broke his iPhone 3GS. And so these are the only 2 devices I have. My sister does have an iPod Touch 4th generation. I could go grab that, but it has a passcode. And so it's running at 1666, and it comes out a little bit different. Yeah, see, this one just failed, and it's not going to work. So, yeah, the floating point score was the fastest. So I think I did take some screenshots of Geekbench just before I jailbroke. I don't know why. I think I didn't really want to wait for those benchmarks to run, because I'm kind of lazy. Okay, where are they? Here it is. So it's this one. Okay, I got this. Okay, so it ran at, I got a 392 on my iPhone. They got floating point score. The iPhone 5 had a 2100 or something. I can actually check. It's probably not going to work. Yeah, so for the integer score, I got 299 and 1281. Big difference. Samsung Galaxy S4 runs around 3200. HTC One runs around 2500. 2110, 1890, and 1013. I don't know why it's not focusing. And then Yeah, so huge differences. And then if we want to scroll down, they're both running 6.1.3. This one is an iPhone 5. Okay, focus. Yeah, oh no, it is a dual core. It's one processor with 2 cores. This one is just one processor. And yeah, so there we go. So next, let's just go over the overall software. So on the iPhone 5, you do have the voiceover feature, so you can, anytime there's a keyboard, you can text this way. You can also use Siri, but it is very accurate. I'm just going to go into my notes. You do not have this feature on the iPhone 4. There's probably a jailbreak for it, but I don't know what it is. I am recording notes and making a comparison of the iPhone 5 and iPhone 4. See, it got it exactly right. I am recording notes and making a comparison of, yeah. That's pretty incredible. So that thing is pretty awesome. Then this one has the maps. The only thing that iOS 6 did to the iPhone 4 and lower was put passbook on and get rid of YouTube, which nobody, I don't know. And then it did a lot to the iPhone 5, panorama and the camera. And so watch how fast the shutters open. Okay, 5 is done. And 4 just barely opened. So yeah, you've got the 5. It looks a little clearer than the 4. But they're both decent. It's 8 megapixels against 5 on the 4 and 8 on the... No, 8 on the 5 and 5 on the 4. Okay, I could not say that. So now to get onto the hardware. So at the top, when we look at the top, the iPhone 5 moves the headphone jack down to the bottom. The lock button looks pretty much identical. Up here you've got a satellite for talking, a little teeny pinhole that I don't know what it's for, and the headphone jack. And then if we turn it on the side, then you've got, oops, oh shoot, it cracked. I'm just kidding. Then you've got 2 satellites for the iPhone 5. They're a little harder to see, but they are there. Then the volume lock button, the silence button, it looks a little bit thinner and longer than the iPhone 4's. I cannot tell for sure though. It does look a little bit different. And yeah, you've only got 1 satellite here. This one is a little bit taller. Not much though. And then when we come onto the bottom, we have fancier speakers than over here. And we've got the microphone as usual, fancier microphone it looks like. Headphone jack on the bottom of the 5, no headphone jack. And the lightning connector, which is the 8-pin. And then this one is a 30-pin. Just this old iPhone connector. And then on this side, we've got the SIM tray. The iPhone 5 has a micro SIM. It is the only phone, or no, a nano SIM. It is the only phone on the market right now that has a nano SIM. This one has a micro SIM. That's standard in any Android, anything. And then you've got the aluminum on the 5, and then yeah, you've got the aluminum, and then the glass at the bottom. Same stuff as over here on the entire phone. And I think that about wraps it up. If there is anything else, I'll add it in. And subscribe for more of these videos. And then, so what the iPhone 5 did was, it is a lot thinner. So if you look at this, like it's a lot thinner. It is quite a bit lighter too. That's, oh wow, dang. This one is actually very light. This one feels like a freaking paperweight compared to it. But they moved the camera up to here, and then if you look closely in the 4, if you get it under a bright enough light, you can see it on the 4S. There's like a black bar. Well, I guess you can see it on any white iPhone, but it shows up purple if it's bright enough on the 4. And so they moved the camera to the top on the 5, and then the light sensor is a little bit smaller, and then it looks like this is the speaker up here is a little bit thinner, and then not the aglet, the bevel, I think it's called the bevel down here. So if we line these up perfectly, the 4 is so much taller I can't line them up perfectly. Okay, that's pretty perfect. You can see that the bevel on the 4 is much larger than the one on the 4S. It starts here on the 4, and that's like where the slide to unlock is on the 5. And then up here, if we make them exactly even on the top, so once again, the bevel. So the 5 itself is not that much taller than the 4. It's only about barely taller, but they just decrease the size of the border or the bevel around the screen, and so that's how they made the screen larger. The screen is much larger, and this thing is much lighter. Like if you compared them, you would see what I mean. And dang, I can't get over how light this one is. And so yeah, once again, this one is jailbroken. Or no, this one, the 5 is not jailbroken, the 4S is jailbroken, or the 4, sorry, I keep saying 4S, I don't know why, and, so I have now, I tried to get Siri, but it just froze my phone, and I had to restore it, which is why I have new banners by a lot of my apps, and so, hi, here, I'll show you now. So it launches Google. What is the mass of the Earth? I saw that on a commercial.
It has a mass of 5.97, 2 times 10 to the 24 kilograms.
Holy snipe. Hello. Hello. So this lady, she just searches crap for you. She doesn't really talk to you, but you can search anything like, I don't know. But something nobody does with Siri is this. How much battery do I have left? This worked on my iPod when I had jailbroken.
Let me think. Would you like me to search the...
What is my battery percentage?
I don't understand.
Well, yeah, so anyways, that is the full comparison between the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5. I think I covered mostly everything. The camera, the weight, the hardware, software, and yeah, so the 5 is much lighter. I would actually kind of want to go weigh them. This isn't going to do anything because this is like a dude scale where you weigh dudes. You don't weigh phones that have a barely different weight. You weigh dudes on it who, some will weigh like 200 pounds, some will weigh like 40 pounds, some. So this is just a scale. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I want to try. There's not going to be a difference because it only goes to the 10th of a pound. Okay, 0.4. You're going to decide? Okay, 0.4 is your decision. 0.2, so this one's probably like 0.3, and then this one's probably like the 5 is probably like 0.227 or something, and then the 4 is probably like 0.31, but there is a difference. Yeah, so I think I covered mostly everything. That weight was kind of dumb because obviously you can't tell the difference, but for how much bigger this one is, it is so much lighter and thinner. Nobody really cares about that. Like, I never noticed the weight. I can use an iPad. I don't care about the weight as much, but if you do feel them, that's why I was kind of surprised. But the lightning, my mom hates it because you can't plug it into the iPhone or any of the stuff that we used to have, but I don't mind it. It's not the best thing in the world, but yeah, so I think I covered mostly everything. I've got to go take this off my brother's 3DS SD card, and then I will see you tomorrow for some more iPhone videos or Let's Play videos.